It's time to hear from our very own Q Ward for Q Ward's Clapback as he talks to us about how somehow accountability ain't oppression.
Um, yeah, leading into that, you said somehow.
Somehow, yeah. No, I
Like
that's on me.
you didn't,
But no,
agree.
I need to say it with my whole chest. You're right. Go ahead.
So
My bad.
I'll speak to that a little bit more assured.
No, you got it. Yeah,
Uh,
you're right.
Accountability ain't oppression. That's a statement. My
Yeah,
brother
that's
just
it.
presented that like a question he wasn't sure about.
Yeah, no, I was finding it on the. Okay, go ahead. You got it.
I've wondered if you ever noticed that every time our country takes a step toward progress,
Mm.
toward accountability, toward equity, toward fairness, the right starts screaming like something was stolen from them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, think about it, especially in our lifetime as adults. The Me Too movement said men in power shouldn't be predators. That's the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Black Lives Matter said police shouldn't kill us in the street without accountability. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, that's all.
That's it. That's the whole ask. That was the minimum and the maximum that we wanted from those movements. And instead of reflection and, man, we should do a better job or better do better, as my brother would say, we got a meltdown.
Super strong pushback. Yeah.
All of a sudden, the oppressors became the victims. Men complaining and literally crying about cancel culture, which spawned the manosphere. White folks talking about my favorite thing that I've ever heard, reverse racism. Conservatives convincing their base that the woke mob was out to get them. Newsflash, as a statement of fact, accountability is not oppression. Equity is not tyranny. It just feels that way when your entire identity depends on someone being beneath you.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just call it what it is. MAGA doesn't just use regular racism. They said they had to level it up. They like super racist with a cape with an S on it. The Great Replacement Theory. Immigrants invading the country. Take our country back. As if it was theirs to begin with. And as if after they stole it, it was ever taken away from them. When accountability shows up and knocks at the front door, they peek through, slam the door, and then cry, "We're being persecuted." That's why they love guns so much. That's why they scream about freedom so much. Of course, while taking freedom away from other people. Because when you mistake accountability for oppression and someone holds a mirror to you, it feels like an attack. Every equalizer, every progressive movement that gives a little bit to those who don't have, to them, it feels like a weapon. So it's not just racism, Rams, it's extremism. Every call for fairness is now an attack on freedom. Every demand for justice is viewed as tyranny. They stormed the Capitol because they were losing America. That's what they told us. What they meant to express is that they felt like they were losing control. And then here's the trick. They've created an entire separate false reality where these stories they tell get to actually grow legs and live and be retold and taught as truth. When they say freedom, they mean freedom from responsibility. Patriotism, protect the hierarchy. Truth, whatever keeps them in power. That's how they can be something that my brother opposes because it just doesn't make logical sense. They are both pro-life and pro-gun. And Ramses, what is the only use for that tool that they call a gun? What was that created for?
The only purpose of a gun is to end a life.
So they are pro-life and pro the tool only designed to end life. They are pro-police and anti-government. Christian, but do not practice any of Christ's actual messaging. Their only real value and the only thing that they're actually defending is power. If you take the time to zoom out, every inch of justice in this country has been followed by a mile of backlash. The Reconstruction era gave us Jim Crow. The Civil Rights Movement gave us the war on drugs and mass incarceration. Barack Obama gave us Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And today, the mere suggestion of equity birthed the MAGA movement. Backlash with better branding. Resentment wearing a red hat. But here's the thing. Accountability is also not persecution. Equity is not the end of America. It's actually the only thing that can save it, if we're not already beyond that. Because we keep letting accountability get twisted into oppression, democracy actually becomes impossible. Because democracy requires us to share the same truth. Democracy requires accountability. So let's stop pretending this is about policy. It's about power. It's about whether we'll let the same folks who broke America's promise rewrite that story as if they're the victims of their own behavior.